Disclaimer.
Previously on the Transformers. The Autobots and Decepticons have engaged in multiple small skirmishes across the city. Now making a bold move, the Autobots attack the Ark, only to have Optimus Prime nearly defeated at the hands of Devastator. The human Sparkplug sacrifices his life to repower the Matrix, which repairs Optimus Prime, who turns the tide. After their humiliating defeat, Soundwave usurps Starscream, revives the Decepticon ship the Nemesis, and reestablishes contact with Shockwave on Cybertron. We now return to the Transformers. Greetings, wicked peoples. Fishy 22.8 here, and today we have issue 9 of Skybound's Transformers. And holy shit, this is one hell of an issue. This issue opens up over the Pacific Ocean as Jetfire screams across the sky, hitting towards the source of the Energon signal. Massive Energon readings below us, Optimus. Bring us in closer, Cliff Jumper. Meanwhile, under the sea,
Shockwave, I thank you for your willingness to help us.
Your thanks is welcome, Soundwave, but unnecessary. My long-lost brothers are now found. And look at the abundance of riches you have stumbled upon. We will soon be celebrating in the halls of my stronghold. As both Soundwave and Shockwave press the buttons to activate the space bridge on either end of the connection. Cybertron's new dawn is soon upon us.
Agreed, dear brother. Let us begin.
As the space bridge connection is complete, the Autobots are flying right over where the beam exits the ocean. Before they could pull up and avoid, the beam hits Jetfire, mortally wounding him yet again.
What hit us? We've lost the beat. Some sort of energy pulse.
As the space bridge connection rips through the Earth's atmosphere and out into the depths of space, Jazz, Ratchet, and Optimus Prime hang out the side of Jetfire as they fall from the sky down to the ocean floor. As Jetfire crash lands into the ocean floor, the Autobots are flung out in various directions. Optimus Prime, as he regains his composure, says,
Autobots, take cover!
As the Constructicons open fire. Cliffjumper comes to rest at the base of the space bridge portal. My. The rabble-rousers are still fighting back, I see. The mad Decepticon scientist states as he walks through the portal, looming over the little red demon, much to the horror of Optimus Prime. We Decepticons have work to do. You Autobot scum are interrupting our glorious mission. As Soundwave walks up behind Shockwave.
We have succeeded, brother.
Indeed. As Shockwave jumps up and transforms into a gun, only to be grabbed by Soundwave and pointed directly in the face of Cliffjumper. As Ratchet starts running towards Cliffjumper and Soundwave.
Let us be done with this foolishness.
Cliffjumper, with his optics sealed shut, waiting for the inevitable end of his spark being destroyed, opens his optics in surprise, and then absolute horror as he stares in front of him. Ratchet?
Cliff.
The medic's vocalizer squeaks out as he succumbs to the massive hole in his chest meant for the tiny Autobot. The Decepticon leader approaches the little red demon and the dying medic as Shockwave exclaims, This tickles me purple, Soundwave. One less red demon.
No!
Optimus Prime bellows as he kicks Soundwave across the face with his foot. As Optimus cradles the dead Ratchet and mourns his friend, Shockwave stands up. Optimus Prime, I see not much has changed. Still snivering, still slimy, still weak. With a glint in his optic of pure hatred, Optimus responds,
Weak? Did you forget our last meeting, Shockwave? Shall I make you cry for mercy a second time? Silence, Autobot dog!
The massive gun screams as he charges Optimus Prime. Back on land, Wheeljack, RC, and Carly are making their way towards the dam. Carly's questioning when are they going to learn how to fight.
In time, Carly. Being linked is less about combat and more about looking out for each other. Like two towers, seeing their world from different angles.
RC asks Wheeljack if he can get the machine back up and running.
I've got some extra supplies from the Ark. With a little luck, we should have enough energon to bring more of our friends back.
Wheeljack stops mid-sentence as a hail of bullets start pelting him. As Wheeljack and RC transform, they are greeted by a blockade created by the humans that were siding with Sparkplug earlier in the series. As the humans take aim with their weapons, Carly intervenes, gets their attention, and explains that these are the good guys. Good guys, huh? Questions the leader of the militia.
We mean you no harm. That's an Autobot promise.
Back at the hospital, the doctor is telling Spike that the bullet had grazed his spine, something they can work on. But he may not walk again. But there is no never. The doctor's been in this job long enough to never say never. After all, giant robots came from the sky. The doctor is cut off as a massive boom resonates throughout the entire hospital. Both he and Spike exit the room only to have the security guard tell them there's another one.
Where is the one with the tall hair? The one they call Spike?
The Decepticon triple changer questions as he starts pounding on the wall of the already damaged hospital, as the doctor pleads with him to stop. There are people here, children, innocents.
I understand your pain, White Cloak. I do not wish to hurt a lesser being than myself, but I was sent here by my leader Soundwave, and to fulfill my duties, I will kill all your weak in one blast if I must.
Wheeling himself out of the hospital, Spike tells Astrotrain to stop. I'm ready.
Your bravery is inspiring, Fleshly One, and impressive.
The Decepticon space shuttle comments as he takes off.
Very impressive.
Returning to the ocean floor conflict, Optimus Prime is single-handedly holding off Soundwave, Shockwave, and Thundercracker as Jazz jumps in trying to lend a hand, only to be blocked by Scrapper.
Thank you for the assist, Scrapper. For the cause, my general.
Lifting Optimus over his head, ready to slam him down.
You fought dirty last time, Optimus, but I have learned much since that day. Your ending shall be slow and brutal,
he exclaims as he pile drives Optimus Prime into the ground.
I did it! I defeated the great Optimus Prime! Not so proud now, are you, whelp?
Meanwhile, back on Cybertron, the Combaticons have cornered Idlita and Ultra Magnus down to one tunnel in the mighty Decepticon fortress. As she drags the wounded Autobot warrior deeper and deeper down the tunnel, she opens fire at the Combaticons giving chase. Seeing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, Idlita, desperate to escape and save her comrade, charges headlong into the light, only to blindly charge into Shockwave as he was getting ready to open fire on Optimus Prime, killing him. As Idlita questions where she's at, Onslaught, walking through the portal along with Brawl, calls for the Combaticons to merge and form Bruticus, but before he can finish his order, Idlita sees Optimus's ion blaster, dives for it, takes aim, and unloads upon the space bridge. Onslaught dives out of the way, avoiding the inevitable doom coming their way, but Brawl, the unfortunate tank and leg of the Combiner, is caught midway as the portal shuts down, severing him in two.
Decepticons, remove the Autobot berserkers from this planet for good,
Orders the Decepticon leader as he opens fire, landing a blow sending Cliffjumper and Jazz flying.
Jazz! Cliffjumper!
Optimus, we need to retreat!
No, not without my... Ah!
As Optimus Prime gets shot in the back, Ileeta 1 grabs him and starts dragging him as well as Ultra Magnus. The female Autobot literally walking out of the frying pan and directly into the fire itself, tells Optimus,
They're gone! We have to go!
as she then tells him to transform and roll out as she throws Ultra Magnus on his back and provides cover fire as they escape.
Decepticons, prepare to give
No, Soundwave, let them go. We must focus on repairing the link between our two worlds. The Autobots are now mere ants in relation to our plan. As Cliffjumper regains his consciousness, he sees Optimus Prime driving away from the battle. Oh ho! Look at these gifts from Primus! As Shockwave and the Decepticons approach Cliffjumper and the knocked out Jazz. These Autobots have been on this planet for many years. I must conduct experiments on the effect this has had on them. Thundercracker questions experiments. Oh yes, Shockwave amuses as Cliffjumper starts to plead, taking hold of Cliffjumper's foot and dragging him away. Painful experiments. Clawing at the ground in desperation to escape, knowing the fate that awaits him, Cliffjumper starts screaming in terror. After all, there is nothing worse than being an experiment for Shockwave, is there? Back on the surface, Spike, inside Astrotrain, questions what's that beam of light.
the solution to the disease plaguing our planet.
You mean Cybertron? Asks the wheelchair-bound human.
It must be surprising to you, seeing us standing in front of you in all our metallic glory. But where we hail from is a shell of its former self. Our home is in need of substance. And look at the land you live in. Your resources are immeasurable and ripe for the taking.
The human questions, where are you taking me?
Soundwave is no fool. The one he is partnered with has interests in new species. Soundwave's deliverance of a real live human will solidify ties with the leader of Cybertron. I won't lie to you, Spike with the long hair. You will be tortured.
As Spike starts to protest the torture part, something lands on Astrotrain, shutting down his engines, bringing this triple changer from the sky. After Astrotrain makes landfall and finally comes to a stop, his side is ripped open all of a sudden, and a voice calls out to Spike. Your name is Spike, yes? My name is Beachcomber. I'm here to rescue you. And that concludes issue 9 of Skybound's Transformers. I hope you enjoyed this issue because I know I damn sure did. I also really enjoyed performing this one. This issue was a really good one in my opinion. We saw how ruthless Shockwave was, how terrifying Shockwave was. I thought Starscream was kind of scary. Shockwave makes Starscream look like a Boy Scout. The look of terror that Corona put in Cliffjumper's face was holy shit. I felt the terror in Cliffjumper's face when I saw that panel. And I get to retire one of my voices. Rip Ratchet. You now have a massive hole in your chest instead of a window. Man, I actually enjoyed doing his voice. Ileeta 1 and Ultra Magnus are now on Earth with the rest of the Autobots, who their forces have been thinned out, even more so. And we now have the identity of the mysterious bot that was watching RC, Cliffjumper, Carly, and Spike in the last issue to be none other than the peace-loving Autobot Beachcomber, which I was genuinely happy to see Beachcomber pop up. That was a complete and utter surprise. I thought Shockwave was a surprise in the last issue. Beachcomber was a happy surprise, where Shockwave was a, oh, fucking shit surprise. This one was a, oh, yeah! So there was a difference in my reactions to these. And before I do my sign off, I want to take a quick moment and express my condolences to the Comic Storian's family and friends. You will be missed, dude. I really enjoyed watching your videos, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally. When I woke up in the middle of the night with YouTube still playing and one of your videos was up, I'd stay awake for a little bit and learn about a comic I'd probably never collect. I'm grateful I got to experience those stories, and I am very thankful that I got to enjoy your content for as long as I did, dude. You will be missed. Rest in peace, comic historian. Your comic series may have ended, but we get to experience all the issues you left us. Thank you. And once again, my condolences, thoughts and prayers, best wishes, every positive thing I can say towards his family and his friends. My condolences for what it's worth from a plastic little fish. And with that solemn moment out of the way, I hope you enjoyed this comic. And if you want to experience everything that I glossed over due to copyright issues or the incentive to get you out and buying your own copies, whether it's physical or digital, please go out and buy a copy, like I said, physical or digital, to experience everything and support Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona, I hope I said that right, and everyone else behind this wicked ass series. This is Fishy 22.8, logging off. Thank you, wicked peoples.